Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter with your Tennis Now news update. How tough are tennis's anti-doping tests? Well, according to Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal, not as tough as they should be. The recent Russian doping scandal involving some Olympic track and field athletes has raised the issue of anti-doping reforms in tennis. At the ATP World Tour Finals in London, Roger Federer called for more frequent testing. In fact, Fed says that if a player makes it into the quarterfinals of any tournament, that player should know he or she will be tested. It's got to be very clear and simple, says Federer. Rafa Nadal said total transparency, making test results 100% public, is the best answer. Rafa says the public has questions because it doesn't really know how many tests the top players have to take. He says he is tired of having to answer all the doping questions during his press conferences. He says he'd prefer if the ITF just made everything public. As for Andy Murray, he says the quality of the testing is just as important as the quantity, pointing out that Lance Armstrong once said that he was the most tested athlete on the planet and that he never failed a drug test, so it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. On to the Fed Cup now. The Czech Republic had the final answer. The defending champs defeated Russia 3-2 in a dramatic final that came down to the final set of the final match in Prague. Karolina Pliskova and Barbora Strykova outplayed Elena Vesnina and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in the deciding doubles match to clinch the 4th Fed Cup championship in 5 years for the Czechs. Very cool. The Czech Republic raised its record now to 9-1 in Fed Cup finals. Maria Sharapova did rally past Petra Kvitova to put Russia one win away from its first Fed Cup since 2008, but it wasn't enough. Czech player Karolina Pliskova won the 4th singles to make it even before her doubles heroics. And that match win brought on one of the best celebrations of the season, followed by some sightseeing in beautiful Prague. Good for the ladies. Well fought. Prior to the start of the World Tour Finals in London, players and fans inside the O2 Arena observed a moment of silence in tribute to the victims of the terrorist attacks in Paris. Players took to social media, sharing their sympathy, their sorrow, and prayers for the victims of the Islamic extremists. Several French players posted their support, #PrayForParis, including Gaël Monfils, Elise Cornet, Richard Gasquet, Benoit Paire, Kristina Mladenovic, and Marion Bartoli. 9-time French Open champion Rafa Nadal tweeted, "I am devastated by what happened last night in Paris. My affection and my full support to France and Paris." World number 1 Novak Djokovic summed up his feelings, sharing this quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The French Tennis Federation tweeted, "All French tennis is grieving." Showing solidarity, Federation members took to the court at Roland Garros with French flags and the message, "United French Tennis." A few months back, we showed you what happened when our favorite trick shot artist, Stefan, gave Novak Djokovic a lesson in making magic with the ball and racket. Well, Stefan may have a top 10 challenger. Check out Rafa Nadal showing some of his tricks in this video for his academy as part of an online contest. Rafa put up one of his autographed Babolat rackets to the fans submitting their best trick shot video, and the winner is this young man. Very cool. Nick Kyrgios, ferocious on a tennis court, happens to be afraid of the dark, but he loves monsters. In an interview with the IPTL, Nick revealed his greatest fears and his favorite film.
Fears, I got a lot: sharks, snakes, dark, being alone in a dark room.
Favorite Disney movie?
Monsters, Inc.
Okay, we're going to leave you now with Roger Federer from his opening World Tour Finals win over Tomas Berdych, showing us that sometimes a soft touch does the job better than pure power. Enjoy.
Exquisite feel.
That's the news for now. I'm Grace Carter. We'll see you next time on Tennis Now.